The garden was started in 1958, and in 50 years it had the original fountains and things like that weren't taken care of, and they were in disrepair.
I was the proud owner of the home directly across the street from the Rose Garden, and read in the paper that our precious Rose Garden was going to come off of the National Register. Dave Gade, it was his responsibility to evaluate that garden to determine whether or not it was still eligible to be listed on that very prestigious list of historical rose gardens.
The Schenectady Gazette did an article on it, and they interviewed me, and I called it a weed patch. The article said we were going to have a work session on Saturday, and about 40 people showed up. We organized into what we called the Rose Garden Restoration Committee.
I, as a resident and as an employee of the city, felt that was a really precious asset, an irreplaceable asset. I had my wedding pictures taken there. So it certainly was special to me and my family. When I read that it was going to come off the register, I knew that the city was having some really serious financial problems at the time.
And that was, you don't keep the Rose Garden and lay off firemen and like that. So
I could just envision that beautiful area across the street from my home turning into a field.
I said, this is what we're going to do. And first thing was pull weeds and see what was there.
Very quickly, a number of volunteers came to the rescue and really, really worked very hard.
First of all, right in the early years, we said, well, we'll sell rose bushes. And so you could buy a rose bush for $25. We started selling bricks. We put a paved walk in the Rose Garden, and you could have it engraved for a memorial or for a wedding or anything you want. And that thing happened in 1996. I got a call from Mr. Charles Carl, former owner of the Carl Department Stores, and he was a rosarian. We got talking about roses because that was our common thing, and then we found out we had other hobbies that we liked were also common. It was a great thing. So it was like instant friendship. He said, now I want to help here. What can I do? I says, anything you can do would help us. And he took out his checkbook and wrote a check for $10,000. I could have fell off the seat. And we met several times after that. He says, could you hire a couple of gardeners part-time? I'll pay for them.
It was a special place for him, the Rose Garden, obviously, because he was more than willing to help support it. And his legacy left a sizable amount of money, from what I understand, to help continue to support it.
We're expanding the garden somewhat. We're changing some of the format in the garden. As a matter of fact, this year we're going to put in 250 new bushes. Each year we've been trying to do something. We replaced the spring pond.
They very recently finished the entries to the Rose Garden with beautiful staircase that goes up with a fountain.
We've got a lot of new volunteers besides. We've become friends, new friends.
I work with a number of really good volunteer organizations. They set the bar, I think, in the city for an effort that's made by a group of volunteers.
And the friendship, camaraderie, it has been wonderful. You just can't put a price on something like that.
It's really magnificent to see that many people care so much about a little piece of real estate. We came too close to losing that, and it's truly an irreplaceable asset. It's
a place where you can go, and we've put in new benches. You can sit on the benches and just relish the beauty of it and just smell the roses.